A. Smith Show starts right now.
To hour number 2 of the Stephen A. Smith Show, here with you over the airwaves of ESPN Radio and ESPN News, 250 plus markets across the United States of America, plus ESPN Radio on Sirius XM Channel 80, plus ESPN Radio simulcast over the live national television airwaves of ESPN News. Number to call up as always is 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. The Stephen A. Smith Show is being brought to you by Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit scores and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma today. That's Credit Karma, K-A-R-M-A. Get knowing. Hour number 2 is upon us. There's a couple of things that I needed to get into. I'll get into some football stuff as well, but I just have to say this. It needs to be addressed. For some inexplicable reason, Jonathan, Nuno, everybody, for some inexplicable reason, I have been all over the news. I can't believe it. I have been all over the news. Now, what say you would be remotely newsworthy about me? Andrew Marchand, former colleague at ESPN, now writing for the New York Post, writes an article speculating what I am worth. And for some odd reason, people have struggled to read. Because they've read that article, and a whole bunch of people out there have an opinion about ESPN actually giving me X, Y, and Z. First of all, I am under contract for another 2 years. Secondly, there is no negotiation that's going on that I am aware of. And it's my life, so I would be aware of it. There's no negotiation going on about me. Thirdly, if it did happen, it'd be none of your damn business until it was finalized. Point number 1. Point number 2. I respect and love this business. I am honored to be a member of the ESPN family. Whatever happens in my future, happens. If something happens and a contract offer comes my way and I like it, beautiful. If it doesn't come my way, I still got 2 years. And I'm going to show up and do my job to the best of my ability. Sometimes, most times, I'm going to be pretty, in my opinion, I'm going to be pretty damn good at what I'm doing, if not great. Other times, I'm going to slip up. When you talk 20 live hours a week, and that's just half the damn job you do, things happen. So, whatever happens, happens. All I wanted to say is that there is no contract. There is no contract negotiations that I am aware of. And people out there, people who feel that I deserve it, thank you. People who have written, I deserve more, thank you very much. Because your opinion would side with me. But I'm cool and I'm happy. And I like what I'm doing now. And I'm perfectly content serving out the final 2 years of my contract here. So everybody cool out and relax, okay? Enough with the congratulations about something that I don't need to be congratulated for because there's no contract negotiation. And I can assure you I'm not making what they're saying I'm making. I can promise you that. And for the record, no disrespect to anybody, I have yet to see a number out there that I don't believe I don't deserve. My work ethic, my commitment to excellence, what I strive to do every day, and what I bring to the table for any damn body that I work for. I put myself up against anybody on this planet. So let me be very, very clear about that. But whatever happens, happens. I've never been happier in my career than I am right now. And I've got a team that works with me, that supports me every single day. To the people here on this radio show with Nuno and John and Cat Pastor, Troy Keller's leadership over the audio department, to Dave Roberts, probably the greatest boss I've ever had in my life, to Norby Williamson and Jimmy Pitaro and Connor Shell, phenomenal guys, incredibly knowledgeable about this business that makes it an honor for me to work with them and for them every day. And to the people on First Take, especially people in the background, the Chuck Solaturos of the world, the Antoine Lewis, Brian Balks, the Kevin Reeders of the world, Dominique Collins. These people are fantastic. I'm living the good life. For however long that lasts, I'm living a good life. And I'm working for the worldwide leader. It ain't bad. And possibly the happiest part of my moment, of my career, is the representation. Rashawn McDonald, my business manager, to Mark Shapiro, who's the president of Endeavor, but a personal friend that has taken it upon himself to guide my career. I can't think of one human being alive that I would rather place my career in their hands than him. And to be backed up by him and Rashawn McDonald and Josh Pyatt and John Rosen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm on cloud 9. My life is pretty damn good. No matter what happens. But if something were happening, I wouldn't feel the need to be talking to y'all right now. I'm just talking to y'all because I can't believe people writing articles like I done signed some extension. No, I haven't. That hasn't even been a negotiation. And I'm not asking for one. I'm perfectly fine. Got 2 years left. Serve my time. It's all right. All of y'all relax. Okay? Let's move on. Now, Bleacher Report comes out with a story about what really led to the departure of Mike McCarthy, and obviously how he and Aaron Rodgers were not on the same page. And look, I'm not going to read the whole damn article to y'all over the airways. I would tell you these are the nuggets that led to their departure. And credit my producer, Jonathan Winthrop, for sort of peeling apart, reading the article and peeling apart the nuggets that he wanted me to focus on, because he's right. These are very, very valid points. According to the Bleacher Report's Tyler Dunn, who talked to dozens of former players, coaches, and personnel about the feud that tore the Packers apart. 1. Aaron Rodgers froze out receivers who listened to coaches over him. McCarthy skipped meetings for massages. By the way, for anybody out there who needs a massage, the name is Andrea Woodard. She's spectacular. I ain't never had a massage better in my life than the ones that she gives. She's sensational. I just want to throw that out there. Point number 2. Packers receivers ran the same route for 7 years. Rivals constantly knew what was coming. Rodgers ended up changing about 1/3 of McCarthy's plays. Point number 3. Money and star status gave Rodgers unprecedented power. Former Packers tight end Jermichael Finley wrote, he's not a natural born leader. Or said he's not a natural born leader. Former quarterback coach Alex Van Pelt challenged Rodgers, and Rodgers respected him. But McCarthy felt threatened, so he let Van Pelt go. If you recall, they never even consulted Aaron Rodgers when they got rid of Van Pelt. I don't blame Aaron Rodgers for being ticked off about that one. Point number 5. McCarthy tried to demand more of Rodgers as a man. He even told him to call his estranged mother. Rodgers didn't want to hear it. I'd have a difficult time if I didn't have the greatest relationship with somebody, with them coming up to me, talking to me about how I needed to communicate with family members too, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think that's a blemish against Aaron Rodgers. I don't. It's none of anybody's damn business what's going on with him and his family. Point number 6. McCarthy needed a roster of veterans to keep Rodgers in check. Instead, former GM Ted Thompson was falling asleep in meetings. So basically, you had a former GM that was falling asleep in meetings and a head coach that was getting a massage during meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, these things they qualify as a problem. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there, and I could go on and on and on, including McCarthy's gone. Packers have a modern coach. They're signing free agents. Former Packers Greg Jennings said, quote, just as much as Rodgers is a part of the problem, he's a big part of the solution. According to sources that had spoken to Aaron Rodgers once upon a time had said Mike McCarthy has a low football IQ, and that used to always bother Aaron. He'd say Mike has one of the lowest IQs, if not the lowest IQ of any coach he's ever had. End quote. Here's my issue. Here's what I have a problem with. I got a problem with anybody who wants to point to Aaron Rodgers, to blame Aaron Rodgers for what happened to McCarthy as it pertains to these quotes. Aaron Rodgers didn't say anything publicly. Aaron Rodgers didn't go out and talk to anybody. If anything, these are people betraying Aaron Rodgers by revealing private conversations he had with them. He didn't say anything. If I get off this microphone and I go home to the comforts of my own house and I have a conversation with somebody who's going to dime out what I said, that ain't my fault. Now, you can sit there and say it's my fault because I might have trusted the wrong person, but that's about all you got. Aaron Rodgers didn't speak out against McCarthy publicly. So what's the problem? So I think that's important to point out. Point number 2, nobody's trying to absolve Aaron Rodgers. My man Marcus Spears, he was on Get Up this morning, then came on First Take, former Dallas Cowboys, now an extraordinary NFL analyst for us. Listen, I love seeing him on Get Up, by the way, and I love seeing him on First Take because I don't think he should be saddled with just college football. And I think one of the people that deserve an abundance of credit is Paul Feinbaum, because if I remember correctly, Winthrop, he was always on with Paul Feinbaum. Marcus Spears is a hell of a football analyst. Hell of a football analyst. I love the guy. I really do. And I think he's doing an outstanding job for us. But I disagree with him today. And the reason why I disagree with him, he's like, we talk about McCarthy and we talked about Ted Thompson. We have not talked enough about Aaron Rodgers. I'll tell you why we didn't talk enough about Aaron Rodgers. Because Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. Whoa! That's a bad brother. That's why. Now, if you are Antonio Brown, the best at what you do at the receiver position, arguably, if you are Le'Veon Bell, the best at what you do at the running back position, arguably, and you're going up against Ben Roethlisberger, who is not the best at what he does, even though he's pretty damn good and a future Hall of Famer, that's one thing. But when you are Aaron freaking Rodgers, the greatest talent that we have ever seen at the quarterback position in the history of the NFL, we're supposed to sit up there and talk about disciplining and critiquing him in an adverse way because of Mike McCarthy? Really? Every now and then, they're members of the competitors. He's on Fox and Chris Carter with Nick Wright and Jenna Wolf. They're doing First Things First in the morning. You usually don't hear one network talking about another, whatever the case may be. Damn that. Chris Carter is my friend and my brother. I love him. I miss him being here. And I think he's an outstanding football analyst. Outstanding. But I don't always agree with him either. And I don't get a chance to watch him that much because I got work to do. But I heard him for a minute this morning in a clip that I was watching online. And these people talking about Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is not the leader. And Aaron Rodgers is alienated guys. And Aaron Rodgers, shut up. Not to you, Chris. Talking about people out there. Football analysts, football aficionados got a perspective. I get all of that. But this notion Nobody's saying that Aaron Rodgers is blameless. Please don't get me wrong. Nobody's saying that he can be completely absolved. But damn it, to the victor goes the spoils. When you're great and you're phenomenal and you go out there and you perform, and because of others' inefficiencies, because of others' incompetence, because of others' lack of leadership, because of others' lack of production, you have to carry a heavier load. Damn it, you don't deserve to be treated the same. You deserve to be treated on an elevated perch. Because you're the one that's saddled with the responsibility. Last time I checked, Aaron Rodgers went to the playoffs 8 straight years. This man went 15-1 one season with a defense that ranked dead last. This man won a Super Bowl. This man did a lot of things and carried this franchise on his back. This man once scored 45 points in a playoff game and lost. I mean, come on. You do get to a point where you're like, well, damn, how much more can I do? Well, damn, how much of this load am I going to have to carry? Well, damn, am I allowed to get tired? Am I allowed to get sick? Am I allowed not to be on my A game? Can somebody cover me? I mean, the Green Bay Packers situation got so bad at times on the other side of the ball. It got so bad sometimes in terms of the archaic way in which Mike McCarthy might have went about doing things that Aaron Rodgers probably had to go to church on Sunday just to get covered, meaning spiritually covered. Because he damn sure ain't have much help on the field. You are right. When I saw that clip of my man Chris Carter break it down how, you know what, it ain't just about talent. Talent can't be everything. Talent doesn't mean you're a great leader. Talent doesn't mean you're great in the locker room. Talent doesn't mean blah, blah, blah. All true. I got a different question though. What the hell happens to all of those categories, to all of those things when you don't have talent? Can't have it all. Can't have it all. And I'm not trying to sit up there and say that everything is Mike McCarthy's fault. What I am saying, however, is this. You know you got Aaron Rodgers. Now I don't give a damn, you got to give that man a pedicure. Figure it out. Figure it out. You can't be there for years and years. You're going to fire the quarterback coach without consulting them. 1 minute you calling the plays, the next thing you know, you giving it up. Another minute you taking it back. You're Mike McCarthy. You've been there. I'm not going to sit up here, ladies and gentlemen, and give ultra credence to the reports that Mike McCarthy didn't know what he's doing. That man won a Super Bowl. That man was coaching. That man went to the playoffs 8 straight years. I got to show respect. I'm not going to disrespect that man like that. And also, I think that I'm sad because with this stuff coming out, Mike McCarthy may never get a head coaching job again. You can't have arguably the greatest talent at the quarterback position this game has ever seen being attached to your name in a way so derogatory, so incendiary that people look at you and say, damn, we don't know if we can take the chance on you. That might have been why Mike McCarthy didn't get the Cleveland Browns job. That might have been the case. So all I'm saying is, look, you got to look at the situation for what it is. You got to pay attention to all of that. And then you got to reach the conclusion that, again, here's where we go with all of this. Mike McCarthy, his career is in a world of trouble. It really, really is. And it's for this reason. But guess why it is, ladies and gentlemen? Because at some point in time, if you're an executive, knowing that there are a multitude of things that come with it, you're still going to find yourself asking one very, very, very important question. You had Aaron Rodgers for all of these years, and all you could do is get to and win one Super Bowl? Never got back? Never won one, obviously. Never won another one, obviously. Aaron Rodgers? Oh, by the way, who had Jordy Nelson the vast majority of that time? Oh, by the way, who had Randall Cobb some of those times? Oh, by the way, had Greg Jennings some of those times? And you got one Super Bowl to show for it? If Aaron Rodgers wasn't so great, people wouldn't engage in such incredulity over such things. But they are. Because we all know the truth. In the sport of football, When you have somebody like that, you got to close. If you have LeBron James and you don't have a title at all to show for it, that's a problem. Only reason why Ty Lue, you got to give him credit for credit's due. 4 straight NBA Finals appearances or 3 under his watch and a championship. The reason why you don't hold Ty Lue accountable for more than that is because you sort of juggernaut of a squad Golden State had. Could you imagine if Steve Kerr only had 1 ring with the bomb squad that he has? Could you imagine that? See, to me, we should be looking at guys like McCarthy. We should look at Sean Payton. I like Sean Payton. I don't like the way he acted over the bogus no call, which was utterly ridiculous. But I like Sean Payton. But damn it, you got Drew Brees, man. Now, I understand if you losing to Aaron Rodgers, and that's why you didn't get it. See, when Michael Jordan was playing basketball, there was a reason the Knicks didn't win. There was a reason Cleveland couldn't win. When they had Greg Elo and Larry Nance and Brad Daugherty and Mark Price and those boys. There was a reason the Patriots couldn't win with Reggie Miller and the Davises and all of those. There was a reason the Knicks couldn't win with Ewing and Oakley and Charles Smith and those boys. There was a reason Charles Barkley didn't get a championship when he was in Phoenix. Because if MJ wasn't standing in his way, with him having Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley and those boys, Barkley would have won a title. You think Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, before he became Sean Kemp, wouldn't have won a title in Seattle if Michael Jordan wasn't standing in their way? You think Karl Malone and John Stockton would not have won a title in the 2 NBA Finals appearances that they had if they didn't have to run into Michael Jordan? You think Clyde Drexler with Jerome Kersey and Terry Porter and those boys and wouldn't have won a title if Michael Jordan wasn't standing in their way? That's why you forgive them for what they're not able to get done, because Michael Jordan was standing in their way. If you're Mike McCarthy, no, you had Michael Jordan in the form of Aaron Rodgers. And that's what's counted against you. For those of y'all that don't like it, I have a solution for you. Why don't you just get out of the business of sports? Of course, I'm not talking about my man Chris. She's a Hall of Famer. If anything, he gets to tell me not to get in sports, not the other way around. Talking about for you young whippersnappers out there. When you have somebody that great, you got to get something done. Got to get something done. That's just the way I look at it. 888, say ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. You're listening live to Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News. We'll get back to your calls in more in a minute, so don't touch that dial. Fellas, by the way, stop lounging around. Be active. Take your girl out. Go to a game or a concert. Get tickets to something. Plus, the NBA season is almost here, and the time is now to jump on those tickets. For all your ticket needs, look no further than Vivid Seats, the official ticket partner of ESPN. Go to vividseats.com and enter promo code ESPN to get 10% off your first order. Get out, go have an experience, fellas. Get to the game and use Vivid Seats. Don't buy just any seat. Get a Vivid Seat. Your calls in more in a minute with Stephen A. ESPN Radio. The Stephen A. Smith